Hello everyone and welcome back into Below Par. My name is Joe Stevens, I'm a golf professional here at the Berkshire Golf Club and I am one of two content creators for this channel. Joe Lovery is the other one and you'll see all of his links down below and you've probably seen his videos if you're a regular viewer of the channel. Now today I've got a really exciting one for you. I really think this club is cool. You'd have seen it in the thumbnail. Hopefully you can see some really nice cool close-ups here. Unfortunately, sorry, I didn't clean it. But Ping G5 steel shaft 3-wood, which I just think looks really cool. I've always been a fan of the G5 range since I started playing golf, and I think I had a driver, but it was such a long time ago. Anyway, my new Maverick 3-wood I have absolutely loved since I put it in the bag, so it'll be interesting to see my love for my Maverick, how much I love it, bearing in mind it should outperform the old dog. Let's see how we get on. We're going to go play a couple of holes with this 3-wood, we'll see what the performance differences are, and the big difference is, you know, times have moved on. We very rarely, if ever, see a steel shaft in a 3-wood anymore. Why is that? But guys, you know the normal spiel. I apologise, I'll keep it really short. If you're a regular viewer of the channel, thank you very much. We appreciate the support. If you're new here, why not subscribe to the channel and drop a like on the video if you do enjoy it. It's a growing community here on Below Par and we're really enjoying the journey, so hopefully you can jump on board with us. This is a platform where hopefully you will start to gain more golfing knowledge, start to improve your game, and hopefully enjoy the journey with us. We really enjoy doing these videos, whether it's comparisons like today, whether it's coaching tips. Long and short of what I'm trying to say here, guys, join the journey if you do enjoy the video, and let's get on to the day. So first of all, thinking about the heads on these golf clubs then. So this is my Maverick, as you'll see that fairway woods have started to evolve into much shallower faces. What I mean is, when I bring the Ping in here, hopefully I can do this first time well, you'll see it's a much deeper face. So it's much, as we look at it, it's much taller. And then as we look down on the golf ball, not too dissimilar in shape really. Obviously the Ping on the left is a little bit worn because it's that much older, but actually not too dissimilar in shape. And actually I quite like that sort of moon shape on the top. That's quite appealing to my eye, but equally the Callaway V there, or whatever it might be. It might even be an arrow. I might be completely ignorant. Sorry about that, Callaway, if you're listening. Not too dissimilar there. And I'm really enjoying these. I'm really enjoying this Ping, by the way. Let's have a look at the soles. You'll have seen them in the thumbnail. Obviously, technology's moved on. There's much more adjustability in 3-woods nowadays, but you'll see on my Maverick Sub-Zero, there's no adjustability on the hosel at all, which is great. This is for subject for a podcast actually that we're going to do soon, is fixed fairway woods. They are the answer. They are very much the answer. You don't want to be adding too much weight to that heel, and there's multiple reasons why I say this as well. So you'll see in the Ping, also fixed but steel shaft. That's something to really be interested about. Like I said in the intro, we don't see many steel shafts in fairway woods nowadays, do we? The main reason being, obviously our graphite shafts are going to be a heck of a lot lighter, create more speed, ultimately more distance. How cool is my shaft, by the way? Handcrafted hazardous black, looks brilliant on this Maverick. Enough of that. We've got the adjustable weights in the bottom here as well. You'll see the heavier weight, which is the darker weight in my Maverick, is at the back. I should have cleaned it really before this video. This is just going to give me extra launch from the fairway and ultimately gives me that little bit more forgiveness. As soon as you start to move that weight towards the front, forgiveness goes down, spin goes down and ball speed goes up, generally, for most golfers. But the only way to tell that really is through custom fitting. But for me, I much prefer the trust I have in this 3-wood with the weight at the back. My off-center strikes go so much straighter. So you're probably bored of this view already. Let's hit a couple of shots to give you some feedback. So I'm so keen to try this Ping 3-wood, I'm going to go straight into it. My Maverick I love, but this has really intrigued me. Steel shaft, it's a stiff shaft, and do you know what? I haven't spent much time with 3-woods with steel shafts at all. It's definitely going to feel heavier, that's for sure, but be interesting to see how it feels when I swing, because See, this is me blowing my own trumpet a little bit, but actually I feel as if I'm quite a good iron player, so maybe a steel shaft in a 3-wood would be quite good for me. Let's have a go. So, instantly it feels heavier, but does that mean that I'm going to sacrifice distance? Wow, okay, that was out the middle. That was a good start. It was definitely heavier, that's for sure, and the strike felt a little bit strange. Technology's clearly moved on, but it's very strong. Interesting to see the result there. Let's get my Maverick. Okay, in with the Maverick then. So hitting it straight away, I mean, instantly, I mean, this is a pretty solid graphite shaft, but it definitely feels a little bit lighter, and actually it's a little bit stiffer. So you'd have thought in the graphite, what a lot of people think is graphite, oh, graphite's going to be so much more whippy. It's not necessarily always the case. The steel shaft there felt solid, but it just felt a little bit heavy, a little bit cumbersome. So there must be a reason why we've moved away from steel shafts, and I think that's probably one of the main reasons. So let's get into hitting the Maverick then. Let's not waste much more time. That's the ping. I've knocked it off the tee there. Is there anything more frustrating? Let me know in the comments. Okay, so we're going to try and put the same sort of swing as we did with the ping on this driver, 3-wood, this 3-wood. A little bit grazy with the grass, but it's still a good strike. Okay, so that one's gone pretty well. I've seen that one land. It'll be interesting to see where the ping ones ended up. Let's get down to the fairway and see where the results are. So we're down at the golf balls then. Well, you'll see one golf ball there, just on the corner, just rolled out of fairway into the rough. How good is this approach from the fairway, by the way? Now, this one here is the Maverick, and they both felt like solid strikes. And you'll see, as I pan round back up towards the tee, there's a considerable distance between these golf balls. Now, you know I said that it felt a little bit cumbersome. I think I've reduced in swing speed a little bit there, and the energy transferred onto the golf ball was reduced considerably. I struck it really well, so I can't necessarily put that down to strike. Let's play another couple of holes to make it a fair test, because it may have just been a random one. And let's go to the next tee. But how about that one? Whew. Looking at birdie there from about 100 yards. Well, an opportunity anyway. So we've made it to the next tee then, and the first results were quite convincing actually in favour of the Maverick. So I think by clicking on this video you already knew the answer. Technology has absolutely moved on, and you're going to see some performance gains, but I think the reason that the considerable distance gains for me there are this 3-wood is perfectly fitted for me in optimal numbers. A 3-wood going back multiple years with a steel shaft with old technology in clearly isn't going to keep up. But do you know what? I was really impressed with the feel on this, and I'm going to hit this first up again actually. So I haven't got a tee in my pocket, but actually that's quite a happy accident. I'd like to test these off the floor. So let's give these a test off the deck then. So obviously this 3-wood is a deeper face. When I say deeper, I mean taller. So generally what people will start to think is it's much harder to hit this 3-wood off of the floor because it's not quite as shallow. Not necessarily true. It just looks a little bit harder. I think that's what the perception is. Now, let's see what it looks like in behind the golf ball. I'll give you a close-up. Come over here. So do you see what I mean there about the slightly deeper face? It almost looks like a driver down there at the golf ball to me. If I pan it around a little bit, you'll see there that there's quite a lot of club face on that, which for some golfers, it really wouldn't matter. But the shallower face, quite often with golfers, will fill you with confidence. Down at address here, just does look like a mini driver, doesn't it? And hidden off the deck's not going to fill you with confidence, but let's see how I get on. Okay, off the deck then. So this is going to be a really interesting test. The more I think about this actually, is what you would think. Obviously it being a steel shaft, which is a heavier material, you'd start to think actually that it'll just feel heavy overall, but I can feel a lot of head weight in this. I haven't done the swing weight measurement, so I might be wrong, but actually just by waggling it back and forth and hitting a couple of shots with it, you really do start to feel the head weight here. So let's give this a wallop off the deck. It's more of a little bit of a drop kicky strike. I think it's gone down there okay. It'd be interesting to see how I feel comfort wise with my 3-wood off of the deck now. That's something I've grown to like with my 3-wood. I've always struggled with 3-woods in the past. Let's see how the Maverick goes. So I've got the Maverick in hand then, and instantly you'll see that it just fills me with confidence. That slightly shallower face, even though this is the Sub-Zero version, you can get even shallower faces. I'm set up behind the golf ball. It just fills me with confidence that I'm going to be able to glide that club across the surface and give it a whack. The beauty of hitting these 3-woods off the deck nowadays with these adjustable weights, you can position that centre of gravity as far back as you possibly can. If you're someone that likes to see some launch or needs that help, you're able to do that in these new 3-woods. Let's see how it performs on this one. See, even the waggle there, it just feels all one piece. I can feel less of the head. It's a clearly higher launch. It was a slightly better strike, which will encourage that, of course, but you can feel the pop off of the face here. I'm not degrading that 3-wood at all. I'm pointing at it, it's out of shot, I know. Let's grab it and show you. I'm by no means degrading this G5 3-wood. It's really absolutely fantastic. They're the same lofts, but I think the conclusion that we can draw here is 3-woods have evolved massively. In technology off the face, 3-woods are getting shallower and shallower, and actually for 3-wood standards nowadays, the Sub-Zero is actually quite a deep head because it's the lower spinning model. It's much more compact. What you'll see in most 3-woods nowadays is much shallower, a little bit longer in the head as well. Again, the same reason I've put the weight at the back here. As soon as you shift the weight back in the head of the golf club, you're going to up the forgiveness and you're going to up the launch. A really good performer in its time, and I know it stayed in a lot of Tour Pros bags for a lot of time actually when this was replaced in the Ping range. So that goes to show you, valiant effort from the Ping, but the Maverick beats it all day long. Let me know in the comments below if you've got a 3-wood that you think is timeless and can keep up with any modern day 3-wood. Let me know, I'll be interested to find one and see if it can beat the Maverick. But I think in conclusion here, not quite getting the performance. Feels a little bit head heavy with this steel shafting, interestingly enough. And yeah, a good effort, but not quite good enough. Guys, hopefully you've enjoyed the video. I'm going to take you down to the results of those 3-woods and conclude it there, just to make sure that no shocks have happened with this Ping G5 and it's gone miles. So the Ping's made it to the middle of the fairway. Don't think there'll be any prizes for guessing that the Maverick is that little bit further up there, but nowhere near as far in difference as what it was on the last hole, despite the fact that wasn't the best of strikes. I guess that's knocked a little bit of spin off the golf ball and started to get it travelling down the middle of the fairway really nicely. And this one launched really high and spun a little bit, which obviously would have had less roll, but we still outperformed it. But actually, 2 out of 2 fairways from the Ping really isn't bad at all, is it? Okay, so we've made it around 2 holes then. A really interesting test. We've hit one off the tee with each and one off the deck with each, and fairway finding's been really good. With the Maverick, technically we're 1 out of 2, but actually that first one had just rolled off of the fairway because it went so far. So that tells you everything you need to know with that one. But 2 out of 2 fairways for the Ping, which is not to be sniffed at. I think in conclusion, we can and we already know that technology has absolutely moved on. The head shapes have evolved and there's much more adjustability available in these newer models. Really the main reason behind this is a lot of money has been pumped into this, and we're seeing the benefits now as golfers. We're hitting the ball further. But I think on the whole though, the average handicap for the last 30 or 40 years, I don't think as amateur golfers it has changed all that much. So actually the technology has moved on and we're hitting the ball further, but actually scores, we're not seeing the averages come down all that much. Interesting. Let me know in the comments what you think. But there is one thing for sure, we are starting to see the golf that we see on television with the tour pros start to take advantage of this new technology, and there's talks of making golf courses longer, limiting the technology that goes into these clubs, because these tour pros are hitting absolutely miles. Unfortunately, I'm not able to keep up, which is why I'm not on tour, but well, and multiple other reasons. I think it's a really interesting topic, golf club technology. In this test today, we've seen a considerable difference. It'll be scary to think where we might be in 5 years. Let me know where you think we might be in 5 years. Is there going to be restrictions? Is there going to be no restrictions and we're going to be hitting the ball 400 yards? I don't know. I don't know the answer. This is the question I'm posing to you, and let's have a discussion down in the comments. We will reply to every comment that we get. So guys, really hope you've enjoyed the video. Let me know what 3 woods you've got as well. Put it all down in the comment section below. We're really enjoying this community feel now. We're starting to get a few more numbers, and we're really thankful for you jumping on board. Guys, drop a like if you've enjoyed the video. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel, and we will see you all very soon.